Hello friends, welcome to our exclusive show, Follow Your Passion, which showcases the unique skill sets and creative talent of our multifaceted shipping fraternity. Today, we shine the spotlight on our very own versatile Captain Vaibhav Dalvi, director crewing at V Ships, who shares a passion for acting, bringing alive the dramatic character on television screen. His latest performance is captivating. He shares his fascinating journey from real to real with Sailor Today TV. Let's listen in.
I see it as some stress buster from my daily routine. So most of this work is my hobby. So it gives me happiness, it gives me satisfaction. So this includes writing poetry, acting. And I can do that during my travel to office, to and fro, as well as on weekends. And that gives you great satisfaction and a lot of happiness. Well, acting was passion, and I used to act quite a lot in a lot of drama stage I did while in the school as well as at junior college level, and yes, it was my passion. But somewhere down the line when I joined Merchant Navy, I couldn't give much time to these things, and I really miss these things. So now whenever I get time, it's most of them, as I said, it's a weekend, and whenever there is holiday, then I try to do something different which is away from our daily routine. Of course, your day-to-day work is extremely important. We should treat it like a puja, as it gives living to us. But these arts, these passions, when you follow, they give you a reason to live. So that is what I think, try to follow my passion. Well, I would say both the things are complementary to each other. Acting, it needs some form of leadership, some form of stage where you need trying to talk to people effectively, and these skills are really very, very handy when you are working in your real life. So that way I feel they are complementary to each other. Your dedication of work, it is applicable everywhere, whether you follow passion or you are working in your day-to-day life. So there are a lot of similarities, I would say. I've been always representing my school for most of the elocution competition, dramatics. So it has been a very successful journey while I was in the school. Somewhere down the line, after I joined C, there was not much scope or opportunity rather, as I was most of the time used to be out at sea, to follow these things. Now that I'm settled ashore and I get whatever little time, try to do these things. One of the advantage of our sea career is we get a lot of time while on leave. I realize it more once I came ashore. You're at home for 4 to 6 months. It's really a long time, And if you're not giving any examinations during that leave, I would say this is the best time to follow your passion. So if one has got such passions, such skills and love for art, I would say that should not get lost. In fact, this career at sea will be complementing to those things. They can really devote time during their leave time for these things. And who knows, that could be alternative career for them. Acting is expression. You need to get into that character first. You need to understand the character. You need to understand the background. Why we are doing this or why we are saying that. So you should be yourself convinced first into that character. Get into that character. And only then you will be able to effectively give out your performance, and that is the similarity is exactly same in our professional life. We have to be completely convinced as to why we are doing it, and then once you know that, you can give your 100% and get the great desired results what you need. It is very, very important, as health is wealth. If you don't have your health on your side, rest everything is of no use. So this is one thing one has to, whether he's working out at sea or at the shore, You need to pay attention to these things. That means your daily routine, what you eat, and your daily exercise regime. It is quite challenging to follow that, particularly while at sea. One needs to still put in a lot of efforts to see what can be done to improve the health, the eating habits, your daily exercise routine. That is, as I said, is one important thing. If your health is on your side, then you can certainly do a lot of other things other than your work. One of the things is you're cut off from, you're seeing your family, you're seeing your kids. So that itself is a great stress buster.
Yeah.
But for the seafarers, you need to put in efforts because it's the internet. It may not be available on all the ships, but whenever these things are available, they have to get in touch with their family. And companies also should do everything possible to see the welfare of the seafarers, how they can get in touch with, how we can provide internet at minimal charges to them, if they can get shore leave to go and get connected with their family, friends. This is very important. Whatever hobbies like music or writing poetry, these things can be easily pursued on ships also. So one should not let go their hobbies and this passion for art even while sailing. It is challenging while at sea because of the odd working hours. Vessel berths in the middle of the night, you have short port calls, you have daily routine of your watches, of your 8 on, 4 off, or 6 on, 6 off. So your sleep patterns get disturbed. One important thing, what you eat. Eat right, eat nutritious food, eat things which are easily digestible, they're not heavy on your system. So I personally find meditation is a great thing. It's just 10-15 minutes, you close your eyes, concentrate on something. It gives you a lot of relief from your day-to-day stress. And this is easily possible to carry out even on the ships. One should learn those meditation techniques for mental well-being. And as I said, hobbies, staying in touch with family, they're a great stress buster. You need to talk to your friends, you talk to your colleagues on board. This has reduced nowadays on board ship. The social connection of people is reduced now. That needs to go up. People need to come together even on board. Companies have to do things, have to allocate budgets where people can come together, have parties on board. I do understand all those restrictions of today's drug and alcohol policies and things like that. But yes, all this can be done in controlled manner, and companies should be encouraging our seafarers to have that healthy social life on board. And that will go a long way in maintaining their mental health as well as physical health. It's a great pride. You have earned this uniform. You have worked hard for this uniform. So it's a great respect one has got. And when you wear this uniform, you feel from inside that yes, you have done something which is respectable. And every seafarer should take pride in wearing his uniform. Whether it's a uniform of police, which I wore in my last acting stint, as well as army. The uniform is a great thing. It's a great respect. As I said, one of the recent poetries I wrote was about our army personnel who are guarding our borders in extreme conditions. And I'm glad to share that second in command of Army, Lieutenant General A.K. Bhatt, has written to me a personal letter, appreciating my poetry. That's appreciation from a man in uniform. It is great appreciation for me. It's the highest appreciation for me. I consider it as highest award. It straight comes from a man in uniform who is at a very, very responsible position in Indian Army. Well, uniform on the ship, as far as our company is concerned, we have a policy on wearing uniform, and all our officers are in uniform while in ports, while dealing with the port officials, as well as while keeping their navigational watches on the bridge. All our officers wear uniform during their meal times, when they're having their dinner and lunch breaks. So yes, we have a clear-cut policy on wearing uniforms as far as our company is concerned. It all started way back while in primary school, where I was first told to speak on some subject. prepared for it, and really that was appreciated by all. So that was my first experience with the stage. Thereafter, the journey started. You know, it is the first little step you take that is important, where you realize you can make it, and then the journey started. As I said, I represented my school after that in most of the elocution competition, as well as participated in many dramatics and competitions, which is really helped me a lot in developing my personality as well. And it's a great relief from stress. You know, it is way of expressing yourself. That way, acting has been extremely useful for me throughout. So it all started in the school. I followed it. Somewhere when I joined C, it took backseat, and now I'm finding time to turn back to it. Facing camera first time. I did that while in school. One of the drama which we staged in the inter-school competition. It came first in the competition, and we had opportunity to go on television. It was very exciting experience. As those days there were not so many channels. There used to be only one Doordarshan, and everyone used to watch that. So our school drama was there, and I had done a lead role into that drama. Facing first time was not all that difficult, because it was in a studio. It was we have repeatedly done that for many competitions, and we were really good at it. In fact, we were, as a students, involved in creating that, in writing that. Our teacher had written that drama, and it was about relationship of parents and their ward, students and teacher, and about our age group then, 10 to 15-year-old students. And we really got involved into it. And when we did it in the studio for Mumbai Doordarshan, it was a great experience. We really enjoyed doing that. It was a great excitement to watch yourself on the screen. Ajay said, when you are acting in any drama or on stage, you need to first get into that character. So understand the background, the story. Otherwise, it is going to be difficult for you to get into the character. And once you get into the character, it is feeling what that person would be feeling or that character would be feeling. And acting, I would say, most of it comes naturally. If you are not originally inside you, it is very difficult for train somebody for that. You can fine tune, you can learn the techniques, but the originality of acting has to be inside. And that's, earlier you explore it, that it is in you, it is good, and that way the dramas in the school, as well as in Ganpati festival, used to do a lot of drama. So that stage experience is very, very important, and it goes a long way if you really want to follow the acting seriously. I myself don't watch many serials. Okay, the role came to me through one of my friends who knew that I was interested in acting, and I'm fairly good actor as per him. The production manager contacted me and asked me if I can send my video clip of some dialogues which he had prepared. I had sent him my clip of my acting, and they were quite impressed. And when this role came up, they said, we would love if you can come and take over this role of Mumbai Commissioner. So there I was. I follow three passions. One is swimming, writing poetry, and stage, of course. So I'm planning now going forward to give most of my time on weekends and whenever I can to these things. So immediately on cards is one drama we are planning, which will be coming out at somewhere in the beginning of next month, and it is also for a competition. There is an organization by name TAG, Thane Art Guild in Thane, and we are working on that drama at the moment. The rehearsals are going on. So after I finish today from the office, I'm straight going to go in those rehearsals. Again, that drama is, all the artists are involved in creating that, in writing the script, in placing characters. So it's a great experience to be part of that journey. Making a fantastic stage appearance or a successful drama is one thing, but the journey to achieve that is actually making you richer every day. That experience of acting, getting involved in producing something good which will be appreciated by people. That journey itself is so satisfying, gives you so much happiness. Samudrayan is the name of my book. The book originally came in Marathi, and in 2015 September the book was launched by our Honorable Director General of Shipping then, Mr. Deepak Shetty. This is about my experience on my first ship as a teenager. At the age of 18 I joined sea, and as per the regulations that time we didn't have any requirement of doing even pre-sea training. So I joined the ship straight after my 10+2 science, after passing my entrance examination into the shipping. Didn't know much about that field, and it is straight away staying away from family for a long stretch. My first trip was of 16 months, and where the ship came to India only once, and I could see my family. Second thing, those days there was not much of communicating equipments, advanced communication equipments like today. We didn't have internet, we didn't have satcom phone those days. So a lot of letters used to be exchanged between the onboard people and the families and friends ashore. So I wrote a lot of letters. I used to write on these letters where I'm visiting today, which countries I'm visiting, what I'm learning every day new, how is my life, what I'm eating, how is my day, everything. And from back home, my parents, my mom, dad, my brother Vivek, my sisters, my friends, they used to write, update me on what's going on ashore. So those letters were really, it was a great relief for me when I'm staying away from family for so long. I had preserved all those letters. Similarly, the letters which I had sent to these people ashore, they had preserved these letters. And now, 3 decades after, have passed, and when I collected all those letters, the letters which I wrote and the letters they wrote to me, we could see a book in it. And my wife encouraged me to really publish that book. And that's how Samudrayan came, originally in Marathi, as letters were in Marathi. The book was appreciated so much by all in the shipping industry as well as general public, because the book spoke about what is actual onboard life. Today the challenge is people either don't know about the challenges at sea, or they know just one good part or rosy picture about it they know it wrongly. They don't have right guidance. So this book, besides telling you about onboard experiences, one of the objective was let general public know about this great profession. What are the challenges? What are the hard work? Besides, how rewarding it is. So it gives you a definite career path to a person, and it really, if you are dedicated, if you are sincere, sky is the limit in this profession. So that message I could pass through this book. Over 800 copies were sold out of Samudrayan, and people really encouraged me to get this book translated into English. And within this year, I expect that book will be released in English so that it can reach wider readership. Shipping is a great career. We need to do our work at sea as well as ashore if you're working ashore in shipping industry, because work is puja. It gives our livelihood. But you also need to follow your passion on arts. You need to get connected with some form of art or sports or literature, poetry, stage, something besides your work. That thing gives you a reason why one should live life.
Today, we met the very inspiring Captain Vaibhav Dalvi, who is fast building his own fan following on Marathi television. Stay tuned to Sailor Today TV, where we bring you face to face with many more such interesting personalities. See you in our next episode of Follow Your Passion.